So once I had finally managed to make it back down to the courtyard floor, I gave the command for Harry to flip the switch. And there it went. It's pretty awesome, really. There's a decent network of redstone up there connecting all the lamps together, except for that one poor lamp right down in the corner there. Just couldn't quite make it. But it was still a really awesome construction. So at this point, we finally reached the top level, the roof. The roof that was swarming with diamond-clad and diamond-armed walkers. Fortunately, they didn't all rush us at once. That would have been disastrous, no doubt. But 3, 4 at a time, we figured we could manage that, and we were mostly correct. Look at that absolute ton of diamond-clad enemies. And Nate threw a grenade into there. Didn't do too much because of the armor, but it helped. Every little bit helps. I found this guy named Sunru Akagugubidigadu, and no idea where he came from or what his deal was. But it was quite an interesting find. Now at this point, these guys were dumb enough to get up on the roof, and so we're knocking them off, they're dumb enough to get up on the fence. So if we don't have to deal with them, then we're not going to deal with them. Just gonna knock them off, like so. So while a few of them fired giant volleys of arrows at us, we did our best to take them down one at a time. This is kind of the final rush of at the top of the castle here. Harry still hadn't rejoined us from dying earlier, but he's on his way, I believe. We've got just a ton of these guys, though. Fortunately, I have quite a bit of mana. So I can actually deal some decent damage through their diamond armor. And of course, Nate is keeping me healed up as usual. Trying to focus fire as much as possible. Keep them from using their healing potions. Except this guy's a grenadier, and he's not only got a sword, but he's throwing bombs at us, which was not enjoyable. I'll tell you that much. So we eventually managed to clear off the final one, and we entered this what appeared to be the last tower. Not quite sure what we were going to find inside, but you might have guessed. This guy was new, though. We hadn't seen any walker defenders. He had a pretty cool looking shield, and was a bit of a pain to kill. His shield could even block my shock. But nonetheless, we managed to take him down with relatively little problem. Probably because it helped that there was only the one of them, of course. But there's still stairs going up. And there he is. There's our boss, the Walker King. This guy didn't look too much different than any other guys. Than any of the other walkers, except he had a shield and, I believe, a crown. Also a cape. Okay, never mind. You know what? I take it back. His face does look quite a bit different. And there's another one of these weirdly, oddly named golden armored zombies. So after I saw this, I kind of thought that maybe the Zombie King had something to do with it. or the Walker King rather, excuse me. Now that shield of his made him quite the foe, plus he was somehow managing to heal himself. I believe, at least it seemed to be. And even with Harry doing a ton of damage when he hit, he couldn't hit all the time. But we got him down, and he dropped a block of diamond, as well as his sword. So we checked it out. I can't remember quite what it's called, but I'm sure you'll see it in the armory soon, in a future vid. Just kind of testing out what it looked like. Harry thought it might have had longer range, but we tested it out on me, and it didn't quite seem like that was the case. Harry did let me try out the sword a bit as well, though, and we discovered that it gave you, when you right-clicked with it to block, it gave you a little shield. Same shield as the Walker King, I guess, with kind of similar function to the Goblin sword that we took from the unrecorded dungeon that we showed in a previous episode. But we finally went up to the roof. Ton of chests up at the very top. So we, of course, raided all of them. Although, of course, when I say we raided all of them, there's a lot of stuff at this point in our game that we decided we didn't really need. Although we're still finding a number of pretty cool things. For example, Nathan, you might have seen just a second ago, Nathan found a healing staff, one of those things that the mob healers carry around and used to, heal each other with. Not quite sure how useful it's going to be for a guy who specializes in healing magic already, but at the very least, it's a pretty cool addition to the armory. So we finished raiding all the chests. We loaded up on all kinds of ores, handful of new tools and weapons. It was generally a really good dungeon run. Had a handful of deaths between us, but nothing completely overwhelming. We had a lot of fun doing this, but at this point, about this time, we were ready to head back up to the base. So while we were in the dungeon, I managed to get to level 34 magic, which got me another green skill point. As talked about earlier, I wanted to make an area of effect damage spell, which I should have done even before we went in, but I'll definitely do that before the next dungeon for sure. Probably it's going to be one of my top priorities because it'll be nice and quick. Get that out of the way. I decided I was going to learn Fling. There's a lot of things I could have learned, a lot of potentially pretty cool things, but I wanted to make another spell that's going to be kind of a defensive spell that combined a personal AoE. A personal AoE spell that just area effect around me when I cast it. I was gonna have a knockback and fling, just to push everything away from me, knock him in the air, take a bit of damage. So we're using some of our new loot to play around with the statues a bit more. Nathan found a diamond big sword, I think they're called. So he put that on his statue. I think he ended up moving it though. And Harry, as we mentioned, used the second revolver to make a pretty cool skyward splits guns in the air pose. Now we had to go back to the castle for one more thing that we realized, and that was to claim the banners. So we couldn't just let them keep their insignia. No, we defeated them, and so we earned it. Another addition to the parapets on top of our keep. Now I thought we were done in the castle with the claiming of the banners, but Nate said he had one one more thing to do here. They had a bit of a surprise for us. So we went up to see what it was, up to the courtyard area, and he had made statues of us, raising our arms in victory. These are he made some statues of us out of tin blocks, I believe, because we had a lot of tin left over. And they look pretty good as well. So yeah, we figured that was appropriate. And once the server is up to the public, open to the public as well, if they come to this dungeon, they will find it cleared and victory already claimed by the three of us. You know what? We might need a name for our team as well at some point. So we'll take suggestions. I mean, we're not gonna guarantee that one of the suggestions will become a name for our three-man group here. But if you got a suggestion, you know, I would like to hear it. I'd like to hear what you guys think. So leave something in the comments for me. How about that? I always love getting comments from you guys. So that'll certainly wrap up this episode. This play session, rather. I'm not sure how many episodes it'll be. Probably only 2, maybe 3 at the max. I do apologize for the lack of audio. I know one of my favorite things about recording is the banter between the three of us, and I hope that you guys enjoy that too. And we'll certainly make sure that is back for our next recorded play session. So I thank you guys for watching. Again, I did want to thank all of my new subscribers. Please keep spreading the word, keep sharing the videos. I know I keep getting notifications. A lot of you are doing that. That is fantastic. Keep it up. Again, the server will be open to the public within a few days of you guys seeing this video, hopefully. So keep an eye out for that. And it's going to be awesome having a handful of you guys on here. We can go and see what you built, check it out on the videos. I can't guarantee that we'll actually get anyone else on the recording, but if we see anyone else's bases, we will be sure to highlight that in the video. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.